Today is September 15th, and I'm going to publish the WEIR status as of September 15th, 2021. And here's the newspaper. And from here, I'll be going to the WEIR. As you know, all the lakes are interconnected, and they all connect to Lake 10, which is to the left of the car, which leads right to the WEIR. And here again is today's paper, September 15th, 2021. And we'll take a peek into the WEIR, the Cascades side of the WEIR. And here's the water sitting 5¼ inches higher than the design level. And the lakes have not drained since August 22, just short of a month. We haven't been able to drain. And yes, the gate is holding back the water I'm going to show you, but so would the check valve. The check valve would not have allowed water on this side of the WEIR, which is the Sandy Lane side. And this water happens to be just a ½ inch lower than our lakes. Interesting, at least it's draining. I thought I'd take a quick walk to the culvert that's under the boulevard where Sandy Lane passes. Look how the water looks like a mirror. It's hardly moving. It should be draining. I then ran to the tracks and the canal that runs along the tracks that we eventually connect to. And look how dry it is. You can see grass right at the cul-de-sac where it goes under that little road by that community. Here's the other side, and it's still pretty dry. And this ditch runs along the tracks all the way to the Estero River, and we connect to this ditch. Look how dry it is. Sandy Lane connects to it just a little ways down there. And there's the steps back to Estero Boulevard. Now here's Lake 16 sitting 5¼ inches higher than the design level. And it was beautiful until it reached this point, and now it becomes scary. So in summary, Sandy Lane ditch is not draining before it reaches the railroad track ditch, which as you can see was pretty dry. So there's an obstruction there somewhere after our exit pipe from our WEIR, and that causes the water to come into our community if we didn't have the sluice gate, or if the sluice gate wasn't rained. And of course, we wouldn't even get water in the WEIR if we had the check valve. But the root cause is the Sandy Lane ditch is not flowing to that railroad ditch, and I maintain it's by design. Now, when we mentioned this in the early campaign, 2007, 8, whenever it was, we said we should clean that ditch up to the tracks. And they said, no, you can't go, it's private property. The railroad says you can't go on their property. And look, I'm a Brooklyn lawyer, and I maintain that the canal system passes through all private property in Florida. And there's an implied privilege to clean that ditch and maintain it. So I feel we should be able to go in there and clean that ditch. They said, no, the land on either side of the ditch is private property, so you can't get to the ditch to clean it. So I came up with the bright idea, being from Brooklyn, being Italian, and being an ex-Marine. I said, well, why don't a bunch of us get shovels, and we'll get some sandwiches and beer, and we'll spend a couple of hours digging a groove. You don't have to clean the whole ditch, just a groove lower than the floor of the ditch, up to where it goes under the tracks. And of course, I thought some of the people in the room were going to shoot me, but there were men that were willing to do this. You could even make it a fun thing. Look, it's at this point, without cooperation from the Estero City, or even our board, we have no choice, but we've got to clean out that canal. There seems to be people in this community that are not worried about this problem because they didn't get water in their homes or a little bit of sewage in their shower stalls. And they don't understand that the streets are sloped towards the drains. And if we had gotten more rain during Irma, they would have also gotten some water in their homes or sewage in their their shower stalls. It seems like they don't realize they only care about the property value as it appears to the appearance of the clubhouse. But they don't realize today's shoppers for homes are smart, and they got the smart cell phones and smart internet, and they will do searches, Google search, and find out our community floods from our own lakes, not from Irma. We could have contained all the rain from Irma. I have the data. We could have contained the rain from Irma if our lakes had not been usurped by our neighboring communities and the Cerro Parkway. So, until the next time, signing out.